Shared Reading, Unit 2, Week 3, Lesson 2.
Today we will continue reading our text, How Dorothy Saved the Scarecrow. I am so excited to see what happens next. Our focus for today's reading is to identify key events to help us create a summary at the end. We will continue to look for the most important details to help me understand the story. Before we start reading our text, it's always important to remember what we've read previously. This is where a summary is really helpful because I can look back at that to refresh my memory. Yesterday we were introduced to Dorothy and learned that she was on her way to find the Wizard of Oz. She meets a talking scarecrow that is stuck on a pole all the time. Dorothy helps the scarecrow, who is very grateful. Now that I've refreshed my memory, let's get started on reading the last half of our text. "Who are you?" asked the Scarecrow, as he stretched himself and yawned. "And where are you going?" "My name is Dorothy," said the girl, "and I am going to the Emerald City to ask the Great Oz to send me back to Kansas." "Where is the Emerald City?" he inquired, "and who is Oz?" "Why, don't you know?" she returned in surprise. "No, indeed, I don't know anything. You see, I am stuffed, so I have no brains at all," he answered sadly. "Oh," said Dorothy, "I'm awfully sorry for you." "Do you think," he asked, "if I go to the Emerald City with you, that Oz would give me some brains?" "I cannot tell," she returned, "but you may come with me if you like. If Oz will not give you any brains, you will be no worse off than you are now." "That is true," said the Scarecrow. "You see," he continued confidently, "I don't mind my legs and my arms and body being stuffed because I cannot get hurt. If anyone treads on my toes or sticks a pin into me, it doesn't matter, for I cannot feel it. But if I do not want people to call me a fool, and if my head stays stuffed with straw instead of with brains, as yours is, how am I ever to know anything?" "I understand how you feel," said the little girl, who was truly sorry for him. "If you will come with me, I'll ask Oz to do all he can for you." "Thank you," he answered gratefully. I'm going to pause and collect my thoughts, starting with paragraphs 15 through 21. I underlined the part where Dorothy mentions to the Scarecrow how she's planning to find the Wizard of Oz in order to send her back to Kansas. It was then in paragraph 19 that we found out that the Scarecrow does not have a brain. Once he realized that the Wizard of Oz may help Dorothy, in paragraph 21, we realized that he believes that the Wizard of Oz might be able to help him as well by providing him with a brain. Taking all of that information, I wrote a little summary off to the side just to help my thinking. My summary says, Dorothy is trying to find the Wizard of Oz, where she will ask for help to get back home. The Scarecrow explains that he does not have a brain and asks if he can travel with Dorothy to ask the wizard for a brain. Now looking back at paragraphs 22 through 25, I underlined some key events that can help me understand more of the story. In paragraph 22, I underlined where Dorothy offers the Scarecrow to tag along with her to find the wizard. Then, in paragraph 23, We realize the reason why the Scarecrow wanted a brain is because he does not want people to think of him as a fool. Again, off to the side, I collected that information and wrote down a little summary to help me. My summary says, Dorothy says that the Scarecrow can come with her to find Oz. We learned that the Scarecrow wants a brain because he doesn't want people to think he is a fool. Now let's read the last half of our story. Remember, as I am reading, I would like you to think about key events that you find along the way. Paragraph 26. They walked back to the road. Dorothy helped him over the fence, and they started along the path of yellow brick for the Emerald City. Toto did not like this addition to the party at first. He smelled around the stuffed man as if he suspected there might be a nest of rats in the straw, and he often growled in an unfriendly way at the Scarecrow. Don't mind Toto, said Dorothy to her new friend. He never bites. Oh, I'm not afraid, replied the Scarecrow. He can't hurt the straw. Do let me carry that basket for you. I shall not mind it, for I cannot get tired. I'll tell you a secret, he continued as he walked along. There is only one thing in the world I am afraid of. What is that? Asked Dorothy. The Munchkin farmer who made you? No, answered the Scarecrow. It's a lighted match. Now that we finished the last part of our story, I would like you to now help me find some key events. Because this is a shorter portion of our story, there aren't many key events here. Down below, you'll notice that I have 2 stars. I would like you to take both of those stars and place them next to the parts or sentences in which you think they were important, or thinking about, do you think they are a key event? Remember, a key event is something in the story that I must know in order to understand it. Now that we've read the second half of our text, let's take all of our key events and our mini summaries to help us create an overall summary of the last half of our text. My summary says, as Dorothy tries to find the Wizard of Oz for help, the Scarecrow mentions that he would like to ask for a brain. Both of them set off to Emerald City so that they may get their request answered. We learned that the Scarecrow wants a brain so that people would not think of him as a fool, and that the only thing he is afraid of is a match. Notice how I used the key events from the text, but tried to use my own words in my summary. Are you up for a challenge? Now that we've read the whole story, I would like you to try and summarize the entire text. Now, don't be nervous. Remember, we had our recap or our first summary at the beginning of this lesson. You can look back at that to again refresh your memory. Then you can take a look at our previous slide to help us look at our summary for the last half. Using your own words, you can take all of that information and try to write a summary of the entire text. I know you've got this. Great job with looking for key events to create your summary. Tomorrow, we will be doing a close read of our text to take a closer look at our characters. So proud of you.